Our Lady of Fatima University. To the top.
Okay, so pleasant morning to our students. So first and foremost, thank you very much for being flexible at this, of course, day and time of the day, no? Considering that we have, of course, a very long weekend, but I really appreciate you coming here, okay, for our related learning experience orientation for the East Avenue Medical Center. Okay, so to provide you an overview, East Avenue Medical Center is one of our long time and a very strong partner when it comes to offering the related learning experiences of our students. And I must admit, when I was a student, okay, when I was in the nursing school, I was rotated at East Avenue Medical Center, and this is one of the best, hospitals out there in Metro Manila, where I can attribute most of my skills in the clinical area, especially in the emergency room setting. Okay. So at this juncture, I would like to acknowledge some of our faculty members who are here with us this morning. So first and foremost, I would like to recognize and thank Ma'am Sylvia Lopez. Ma'am Sylvia Lopez is our coordinator, okay, faculty and clinical instructor coordinator at the East Avenue Medical Center. She's actually behind all the arrangements when it comes to the East Avenue Medical Center. Okay, we also have here Ma'am Yusul Roque, your professor for NCMB 419. Ma'am Yusul. Ayan, si Ma'am Yusul.
Morning
Hello.
po to
Morning.
everybody.
Ma'am Sylvia, are you here already, right? Yan. Okay, so baka nag-fix pa ng camera and video, si Ma'am Sylvia. We also have here Ma'am Evangeline Orata. Ma'am
Good
Evangeline
morning,
Orata is
Doc.
here.
Hi.
Okay,
Good
hello.
morning
How are
po.
you?
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning.
Good,
And
Doc.
we would like to also recognize Ma'am Maika Usi and Ma'am Vivian. Okay, Vivian Ibanez. Of course, two of our excellent faculty and clinical instructor for level 4. Okay. So again, thank you very much, students, for attending this orientation. And whether you have um, already posted schedules, okay, for East Avenue or wala pa. So it's a good thing that you attended this orientation because this will serve your orientation not only for the first semester but of course the second semester. So we finalized most of the schedules for the prelim and we will be updating soon our release schedules. Okay, as soon as we confirm um, all of our affiliations and confirmations, especially the com letters at this institution. Okay. So, but at this point, we will be focusing only at East Avenue Medical Center. And I would like to remind everyone some ground rules for our Zoom meeting, right? So here at Our Lady of Fatima University, we comply with some of the etiquette, okay, or ground rules when it comes to Zoom meetings. Okay, so make sure that uh, you comply with core values of the university, which is tagged as RISE. Okay, what is RISE? R is respect, I is integrity, S is service, and E is excellence. So our values, our core values of the university was launched only 2 months. So don't forget, no, RISE. So respect, integrity, service, and excellence. And that should be reflected. Okay. Okay, so that would be that is reflected to all of our activities, including our online orientation, just like this one. Okay, so at this juncture, we are very much privileged, my dear students, because here with us is one of our nursing experts coming from the Nursing Service Office of East Avenue Medical Center. Okay, personally, um, idol ko si Sir Alex Ryan Lacion and he's one of our proactive clinical instructor as far as East Avenue Medical Center is concerned. And he will be facilitating the orientation for us. So in advance, I would like to thank Sir Alex Ryan Lacion for devoting your time, even at a very short notice and even working on a holiday. So we really value your contributions to our students, your passion, and your resilience being a nurse, of course, in the Philippines. So at this juncture, I would like to formally uh, transfer the floor to Sir Alex Ryan Lacion for the orientation for East Avenue Medical Center. And later on, we will be having, of course, a chance for you to ask questions regarding your duty. Okay? Sir Ryan?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Dr. Michael Joseph Dino. Well, thank you so much. And of course, first of all, thank you and good morning, everyone. Thank you for the invitation and thank you for attending this a short orientation about the East Avenue Medical Center. Nakatuwa naman, Sir Joseph Dino, na nag-duty din po pala kayo sa East Avenue, no? During your college days, tulad ko rin noon. Yes, without bias or getting have the pagbuhat ng bangko, yes, yung maganda talaga experience ang meron talaga East Avenue. Sa, lalo na sa ER, since the East Avenue is a ER trauma na marami po talaga na bulk of patients na maging experience. So
Okay.
anyway, let me share my screen
Yes.
so that we can start our orientation for this morning.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome. Okay, so hopefully kita na po natin. Sorry. Okay. All right. So again, good morning. So welcome to our students orientation for this morning. Yan, nagkaroon tayo ng kanya introduction about the Our Lady of Fatima University. So hopefully, majority of you is makarotate sa mga special areas natin na meron tayo sa East Avenue Medical Center. Yan, okay. So let's move on to the East Avenue Medical Center. So as you can see on the slide, East Avenue Medical Center is located at East Avenue, Diliman, Quezon City. This is the only government hospital na lang po meron dun sa area. Meron po tayong mga katabing hospitals like the Philippine Heart Center, National Kidney Transplant Institute. We have the Lung Center of the Philippines. And the East Avenue is only the government na lang po since yung ating mga katabi na po is almost a semi-private. So just think of it kung gaano kalaki or kadami yung bag of patients na pwedeng pumunta po sa atin. And it's a 1,000 bed capacity. So meron na po tayo, as you can see on the slide is the main building. Meron din po tayong serried building. Katabi po niya na bago lang pong katatayo. Okay. Now, let's move on with the different topics that we will discuss this morning about the vision, mission, core values, and the quality policy of the East Avenue Medical Center. We have the nursing training office. We have the medication system and the policies governing under the clinical instructors and affiliating students. So nga pala, if ever na hindi nagmo-move yung aking slides or if there's an interruption, just sabihin niyo lang po sa akin, wala pong problema. You can interrupt me anytime if there's a problem with the presentation. Now let's move on with the mission and vision. For the mission of the East Avenue, so we provide quality tertiary healthcare services, train medical and allied healthcare professionals, and conduct relevant and bioethical researches. So it means lang po na even though we are a government hospital, we want to give a quality patient care to our patient. Hindi lang po dahil tayo isang gobyerno, kasi minsan natatag tayo, government, public lang yan. No. Kahit po tayo is a public or government hospital, we can uplift or we can have the itaas natin. We can provide to our patients a quality patient care. For our vision, we have the East Avenue Medical Center, is a globally recognized health institution offering the highest standards of multi-specialty services in 2030. So as of the moment, we have 4 specialty services. So it means that the DOH designated these 4 departments as the center, as the referral center of the Philippines. The first department is the ER trauma. We have the toxicology department. We have the burn, and of course, the last one is the DOH Center. So yung apat po na yun, this is designated by the DOH as the referral center of the Philippines. So it means lahat na may mga pangailangan na mga dun sa apat na departments na yun, na mga galing sa ibang lugar na mga pasyente, pwede pong i-refer sa amin sa East Avenue Medical Center. And of course, kung meron pong referral from different parts of the Philippines, it means the facilities, the budget of the DOH is full supported po yan. All right? Next is about the core values. We have the excellence, adeptness, moral integrity, competence. It's like an EAMC. For the quality policy, so we at the East Avenue Medical Center, a tertiary DOH hospital, committed ourselves to provide highest standard of hospital care in compliance with statutory regulatory requirements by continually improving the quality management system to the highest satisfaction of our clients, so help us God. So again, we want to have a commitment to our patients, not only for all the Filipinos, of course, open tayo for all the lahat na pwede maging pasyente natin and improve kung ano pong meron. That's why the East Avenue Medical Center are ISO certified, and also we have the Philippine governance system. I mean, yung PGS po natin, it means may sinusunod tayo mga standard. Hindi lang tayo basta nag-set ng rules and regulations and protocols. We set some standards, international standards. Yeah. So the next slides are the administrators of the East Avenue. The first one, we have Alfonso G. Nunes III, or our medical center chief or our director. So director, for the students, so reminder lang, very particular si Dr. Nunez sa lahat ng mga lumalabas-pasok sa ating hospital. Paano niya na monitor? He has his own CCTV. in his office to monitor kung ano ang nangyayari sa buong hospital. Especially, bakit sinabi ko ang mga students? Kasi gusto niya always ino-observe natin ang proper grooming. Yes, sometimes kapag may mga hindi siya okay na nakikita, pinapatawag kami sa office niya para bigyan kayo ng reminder, yung mga clinical instructors natin. So please observe the rules, regulations, especially the proper grooming for our students. Kasi napapansin niya minsan, nasa within hospital vicinity na, especially for the girls, hindi pa na-comb your hair. So once na pumasok ka within the hospital vicinity, dapat maayos na. Let's observe this one para less hassle na din. No? So kapag pumasok tayo, please observe the proper grooming. Next one, we have our chief nurse, Ma'am Filomena Ayhugilon. Yan, si Ma'am Feli. She is also a clinical instructor. Yan. Then we have the assistant chief nurse for administration. We have two chief nurse. For the administration, we have Miss Mary Jane Cruz. For our assistant chief nurse for training and research, we have Mr. Richard S. Acuña. Yan. Kami po yung nandun sa under po ng office ni Mr. Acuña. Next one, we have our training officer for the main building, 6th floor. We have Ms. Charlene Nicosia. Next, for the 5th floor, clinical nurse supervisor of the CSSU or the sterile supply, we have Janet Pama. For the 4th floor, yan ako po yan as a nursing training officer of the 4th floor. So in the 4th floor, ang sakop po niyan, we have the operating room, we have the recovery room, we have the ICU, and the 2 surgical wards. For the 3rd floor main building, we have the Jennifer Ian Estoy. For the ER Trauma, OPD, and Eye Center, we have Mr. Richard Adonis. For the wholesale building, we have Mr. Anthony S. Benaventura. And of course, our lovely nursing training office secretary, Ma'am Maria Luisa Quilitis. So kilalang kilala po yan, especially ni Ma'am Sylvia, kapag nakikipag-coordinate tayo with the communications na meron tayo kay Ma'am Lisa Quilitis yan. Yan ang ating mga nurse supervisors, just to have a picture, a background of our nurse supervisors. Now, let's move on with the different areas. So, para at least you have the idea kung ano bang meron sa East Avenue. Let's start with the main building. Sinasabi ko po sa inyo kanina, meron tayong main building and we have the Serit building. For the main building, yan po yung main building natin. Panoorin po muna natin yung little video. Alright. So, yung videos na yon yung parang little background or a summary of the East Avenue Medical Center na meron tayo. Okay, now let's start with the 6th floor. First one, we have the 6th North and the 6th East. This is a general ward. Usually, it's a 10%. Ngayon nga medyo tumaas na 20% pay patients are constitute of the hospital admissions in this area. So, yan, it's general ward. Next one, we have the 6th South is the EENT ward or the eyes, ears, nose, and throat ward. But as of the moment, it's nag-renovate po tayo ng ating 6th Southeast ward. We have our 6th West, the 6th floor. Ayan, nakita nyo sa picture, it provides care for the orthopedic patients. Next one, we have the 5 North and the 5 East. This is a medical ward. Maganda po talaga, isa sa mga magandang experiences to ng mga ward. Why? If you're students or a newbie registered nurse, dito mo matututunan lahat ng mga basic, even lalo na po sa mga computations, even for the complicated medications na pwede natin ibigay sa mga patients. This is a good experience na meron ang ating medical ward. We have the 5 Southeast or GI ward. Yan. Nandun na rin po ang GI Clinical Office, which we do the endoscopy. Yan, nandiyan na rin po yan sa 5 Southeast. Now, for the Department of Pediatrics for the 5 West, yan, alam ko may mga nagjo-duty rin po dyan mga students from the Fatima University. Yan, ang ating 5 West. And of course, we have the pediatric ICU, a 16-bed capacity that provides care for critically ill children, and with 2 isolation rooms for the septic and clean cases. So as of the moment, hindi pa muna natin pinag-duty ang mga students dito sa area na to kasi since medyo complicated yung mga cases na meron tayo dito for our pediatric patients. Next, we have baba tayo sa 4th floor. For the 4th floor is designated for the surgery department. So that's why the first one, we have the surgical ward of 4 North. And we have the 4 is another surgery ward. Kaya nandito na rin po yung ating, of course, the operating room. And operating room natin, so as of the moment, it's 24/7. Bakit nga ba tinawag na 24/7? Because meron po kasi dapat talaga tayong ORER. But as of the moment, nire-renovate po siya. So that's why even the emergency cases ng ating mga patients, dito na rin po muna dinadala. That's why it's 24/7. And kung mapupunta po kayo dito, usually, meron naman po kayong slot ang ating Fatima University dito sa ating sa operating room. Napakarami nating cases. Especially nga kayo mga 4th year na kailangan nyo mag-accomplish na inyong mga cases before you take your board exam. So yan, makakakuha po kayo dito ng maraming cases. Mabibitness nyo rin po dito ang mga different cases or mga rare cases na ginagawa for the surgery. And of course, we have the ICU and recovery room just katabi lang po ng ating operating room. For the third floor is dedicated for the OB-GYN department. So, nandiyan po ang ating OB ward. Of course, nandiyan din yung ating dalawang ward po yan. 3 North and 3 East. Sobrang daming pasyente po dyan. So, makikita ninyo doon sa 3 North natin can accommodate up to 100 mga nanganak na mga pasyente natin. Tapos, syempre, may kasamang baby. So, times 2. So, it's a 200 patients na meron tayo immunomonitor sa 3 North. So that's why it's very we are very happy and we are natutuwa nga po sa mga estudyante kapag meron po silang duty dito because your help is napakalaking bagay for us para dun sa mga nurses natin na nandito sa dami po kasi ng mga pasyente natin. And of course, nandito na rin po ang ating delivery room. Sa delivery room, may kita po ninyo, it's about 30 to 50 deliveries in a day. Sobrang dami ng mga nanganganak po dito. So sabi nga po namin dito, parang nagjo-joke na po kami, para na tayo may pabrika ng mga bata. Wala pa po tayo dun sa mga peak na mga months. Yan. Yan, mga napakadami po talaga nanganganak sa ating delivery room. Next, of course, we have the NICU, sa third floor pa rin po yan, provides care for the needs of the newborns. It can accommodate a maximum of 120 babies and average of 35 admission a day. Okay, just imagine kung ganito kadami yung pasyente, ganun din kadami yung staff. So as of the moment, our nursing division is composed of course, nursing assistant, nurses, and the midwife. Sa ngayon, meron na po kaming almost 1,000 or 1,000 mga staff. Nursing division pa lang po yan. Ganun na po. Pero nagkukulang pa rin po sa dami ng ating mga pasyente. And of course, we have the ER trauma for the ground floor. Yung sinasabi nga ni Dr. Dinyo kanina. Pero I think yung naabutan siguro niya yung kabila because this one is a new ER trauma because it's located in the Serid building. Yan. Ang ER trauma natin ay nandun sa ground floor. And of course, we have the lower ground west or yung dating Ward 1 for those na mga nakakaalala ang mga CI natin. from East Avenue. So this is just a temporary shelter for our ER patients, for those who are waiting for their results or under observations. Yan, nandyan lang po yan sa ating Lower Ground West. Since hindi naman po tayo pwedeng mag-stop ng pagpasok ng mga pasyente from ER, so yung iba po na stable naman, dyan po muna natin nilalagay sa ating Lower Ground West. And a bed capacity of 130 patients. Open na po siya ngayon. Yan. Outpatient department. Hulaan nyo kung ilan ang outpatient department. Ang outpatient department natin, meron tayong cardio clinics, meron tayong, of course, a surgery, acute psychiatric unit, high-risk pregnancy. Sobrang dami po niyan. And the average daily for the outpatient department is 1,200. Yes, 1,200. That is only an average daily consultation at the OPD of East Avenue Medical Center. Sa 1,200 na yan, usually 400 to 500 mga buntis. Sobrang dami po talaga. Yes. Next one, we have this SERID. Ito po ang ibig sabihin ng SERID na kanina ko pa binabanggit. It's a Center of Emerging and Re-Emerging Infectious Diseases, SERID. This building was originally built as a neuroscience building. Dapat po talaga for the neuroscience cases, dito po ilalagay mga patient, like yung mga stroke patients natin. But because of the pandemic, nung time po na yon, we have to respond for the patients who are affected with COVID. So, nandyan sila, inasikaso muna tayo, yung mga pasyente natin, para siyang tinawag na COVID building. But of course, unti-unti na nag-subside si COVID, kinonvert na siya to a common ward or common areas na meron ng isang hospital. So kaya para tayo nagkaroon ng another hospital, a supplement doon sa ating main building. Ito po ang ating SERID building. Yan po yun. At ang nakakatuwa lang po dito, since this is a new one, ang mangyari po dito, ang atin pong SERID building is a fully air-conditioned po siya. Yan. Na sa main building, unfortunately, hindi lang po siya air-conditioned, pero dito pag nag-duty po kayo, this is air-conditioned. Fully air-conditioned po yung ating buong area or buong building. Ito po ang ating SERID building yan. Let's start with the fifth SERID. For the fifth SERID is a medical and surgical unit, MS ward, and 80 patients po yung pwede natin ditong i-accommodate. Minsan lumalampas. For the fourth floor, it's also a medical surgical unit, 80 patients din. And as of the moment, yung ating fourth SERID and the fifth SERID floor natin is gusto po natin na i-accommodate na rin po yung ibang mga pay patients. Hindi naman po dahil sa ito'y fully air conditioned, it's just that na dumadami na rin po yung ating mga pasyente. Ibig sabihin, not only for the charity patients or for the service cases, but also for the pay patients. Okay, ano ba yung mga sinasabi kong pay, charity, and service? Here in this avenue, we have two types of patient. Usually, ganito po yung mga pasyente natin for the government hospitals. For the two classes of patient, the first one is the pay patients who is in the private. Ibig sabihin, private po sila, ito yung mga nagbabayad. That's why it's called pay. Yung pangalawa naman po is the charity or the service, kung saan naman po yung mga mas little amount lang po yung kanilang pong binabayan. And sometimes it's for free because of the malasakit or because of our PhilHealth or because of some good sponsors na meron po tayo. Okay? Now, let's move on to the 3A SERID. We have the delivery room and emergency room. Yan. Yan po yung atin. Next one, we have here the burn unit. For the burn unit, it's a 5-bed unit that provides specialized care for patients with degree or types of burn. So sa ngayon po kasi ang burn unit, di ba sabi ko nga po sa inyo kanina, it is one of the 4 specialty services or referral center of the Philippines. Ang burn natin, bakit unit lang? Kasi tinatayuan po sila ng bagong building. nandun po yan sa pagitan ng ating main at ng ating serried building. Nandun po ang ating burn building kung saan po magkakaroon po siya ng full capacity ng mga or full facilities na meron po ang kailangan ng isang burn. So sa ngayon po, nandun muna sila sa isang area na may 5-bed unit capacity muna. And hopefully, kapag nabigyan kayo ng chance, makaikot po kayo dito. This is one of a good or highlight area na meron tayong East Avenue. Kasi po, ang burn po natin in some hospitals or in some institution, kapag po, for example, ang nasunog lang po ay half body, yun lang po yung ating nalilinis ng mga patient natin, hindi natin nakikita yung mismong mga ibang areas o yung kabuuan ng isang pasyente. Dito, talagang dadalhin yung pasyente sa isang area kung saan lilinisin. Everyday pinapalitan yung dressing. So, it's a standard na ginagawa for the burn patients na meron talaga dito sa ating burn unit. That's why ginawa silang referral center kung saan pinapangalat din nila yung mga tamang ginagawa for the burn patients and for some hospitals na meron. That's why unti-unti na rin ina-adapt ng mga iba't ibang hospitals na meron ng isang burn area natin dito sa East Avenue. Next, we have here the 2B and the 2A. This is a neuro-intensive care unit. Yan, neuro ICU na po yan, 2A and 2B. We have other services, like we have the breast care unit, we have the toxicology, and we have the skin center, we have the tumor or the cancer center. Sa ngayon po, yan lang po muna, ganyan rin po kaliit. And nakakatuwa naman po na binigyan po tayo ng malaking pondo ng ating gobyerno. Nagkaroon na rin po tayo ngayon ng cancer building. Yes, may tinatayo na rin po. It's I think, fully operational by the end of this year or early next year, ang ating cancer center or the tumor clinic. Yes, nakakalungkot. Syempre, dumadami yung pasyente natin when it comes to the cancer cases. But nakakatuwa rin na binibigyan ng support, pinabibigyan ng pansin, ng attention ng ating government. That's why they are full support na meron din po tayo. We have here the radiology department for the x-ray and for the CT scan. We have the rehab medicine. Ito po yung sinasabi ko malasakit center or it's a social service. Also known as for the social service na pwede mag-help sa atin for those na in need for the assistance ng mga hospital bills po natin. And of course, we have the molecular laboratory and we have the national reference laboratory. Yan. And of course, we have the main laboratory, we have the chapel for our spiritual needs. So next one here are the nursing action para makita naman po natin kung ano bang meron ang ginagawa ang ating mga nurses. So let's watch this video. Alright, so nakita ninyo yung mga ginagawa ng ating mga nurses, mga areas na meron po tayo pa rin po sa East Avenue. Okay, almost halfway na rin po tayo ng ating presentation. But before that, here is the EMC trunk line number. So if you have any concern, we have the 0289280611 and we have the NCO, the Nursing Training Office, local 311 and 316 if you have any concerns. Okay, now let's move on with the nursing training office. Bakit ba kayo natin malaman yung nursing training office? Dahil bang ang inyong presenter or ang inyong CI din ay taga dito? Hindi. Kailangan rin natin alamin because nandito po kasi yung RLE or kung saan po yung concern ng ating mga students. First one, what is the function of the nursing training office? The nursing training office is also under the nursing division. So nakipag-collaborate kami with the Petro or the Professional Education Training and Research Department. Yan po yung aming isa sa mga function is to update yung ating mga staff. The first one, the responsibility ng ating pong ng ating office is for the all categories. Kailangan nating ma-monitor or ma-update yung ating um, mga nurses, NA, and the midwife. We have the quality patient care staff development. So, isa sa mga project ng ating nursing training office, we provide 2 to 3 seminars a month na kung saan yung ating mga nurses is meron po silang makukuhang CPD units. And for those students, kapag po kayo ay naging registered nurses now or full-fledged nurses, before you renew your license after 3 years, you have to have the number of CPD units. So, paano ba yun? Yung CPD units po na yun makukuha pag po kayo ay umattend ng mga seminar. So, kailangan po yun. For example, for this year, you need to have 15 units. And sa isang seminar, hindi mo naman makikita mo kuha kagad yung 15 units. Minsan 3, minsan 4, depende po doon sa seminar. So kami, para hindi na mag-seminar yung ating mga nurses outside the East Avenue, kami na mismo in-house nagkakaroon na lang po kami ng seminar. So it means we are a CPD provider, a PRC accredited po. Nag-apply po kami para mabigyan kami ng mga different units for each seminar. Yan po yung atin. And next naman na po namin for our faculty, magkakaroon na rin po tayo for the outside. If you are interested with just a little amount po, pwede na rin po kayo makaka-attend ng ating seminar. That's a good news for our faculty na kailangan din po before they renew their license, no? Next one, we have here also the nursing is constantly changing profession standards of care. Kailangan naiiba, I mean, 'di ba naiiba every year, may mga updates, so nag-a-update po kami. Just like in the current ng COVID, syempre wala pa tayo masyadong idea what is COVID. So, one of the responsibility of the NTO or the Nursing Training Office is to provide information to our staff. And of course, para ma-monitor natin kung maayos ba yung ating nabibigay na trainings or nabibigay na seminars for our staff, nagkakaroon tayo ng constant evaluation. Yan. So ano ba yung mga seminars? We have IV therapy, we have the ACLS, we have the BLS, meron pa kami mga breastfeeding program, and meron pa rin kami mga immersions. Ano ba yung immersions? Pupunta dito sa dito sa East Avenue yung mga different hospital from different parts of the Philippines. For example, for the ER, pupunta sila dito sa East Ave. Ang gagawin nila, magti-train sila, mag-exposure po sila ng duty doon. Magkakaroon ng didactics, iti-train natin sila. And one of the highlight nun is of course, makakapagkaroon sila ng immersion, makapag-duty sila dun mismo sa area. Malalaman nila, pwede nilang i-adapt yung meron tayo sa East Avenue. Yan. Next one, we have this objective. First one, sabi ko, training program, improve nursing care services, engage continuity program, and number 4, this is really important, kayo po as the students. Kami po ang nag-aasikaso sa inyo kung ano yung mga request areas ng school ninyo at kung saan po kayo ilalagay at kung ano yung mga possible na mga oras na pwede nyo ng duty. It's just that minsan talaga naiiba yung mga duty niyo. Meron may morning, minsan may night, may afternoon. Kasi kailangan nating pagbigyan ang lahat ng mga other colleges or universities na affiliated sa East Avenue. As of the moment, we have 22 colleges or university na mayroong affiliated sa natin sa hospital. Kaya makikita nyo, ang dami yung kasabay ng mga students. So, nandyan po kayo lahat, ang dami po ninyo. Siyempre, kailangan natin pagbigyan yun. Ilan sa mga kasama ninyo ng mga schools, we have the FEU, Manila QC, we have the Trinity University of Asia, we have the UST, we have the National University, at marami pa po. Even outside Metro Manila, meron pa from Abra. So marami po talaga tayong mga students na kailangan nating accommodate. And the NTO is the one who is responsible to facilitate the appropriate RLE for all the nursing students. Next one, we have this purpose, improvement of patient care and promotion of the greater staff competence. Now, here are the guidance and policies governing affiliation and training of the students in DOH hospitals. So, may sinusunod po tayong standard. This is from the DOH. The first one is we have this the administrative order na sinusunod po ang ating East Avenue. That's from the DOH. Meron tayong mga joint meetings, conferences, just like today. Meron tayong general orientation. This is one of the provision of the DOH na magkaroon tayo ng mga orientation, a good communication between your school and to our East Avenue Medical Center. Next one, this one is the ratio. Ito po ang sabi ng DOH. At least one nursing affiliates for at least every 2 patients. So isang estudyante, at least meron kang dalawa daw na hawak na pasyente. Okay, nasa provision po yan. At least dalawa ha. Pero minsan syempre, kapag 4th year na tayo, medyo level up tayo. Minsan nagiging 3, nagiging 4. Kasi nga at least 2 pa lang eh. No? And we have here the orientation program for affiliates. Ngayon, ang ating mga estudyante should have this orientation. At least a general orientation. Kung wala naman tayong general orientation for our students, meron naman po tayo orientation on their first day of rotation. That is very important na mag-a-attend po kayo. Because no orientation considered as no duty unless it's excused by the school or magkaroon ng problema, emergency cases, pwede naman po. Basta a good communication between your CI na hindi kayo maka-attend ng orientation, wala pong problema kung excuse naman po kayo. Okay? So it's very important to have an orientation. Okay? Next, we have these communications. Yan. Itong communications, hindi ko na lang po iniisa-isa. I just summarizing the different slides or the coming slides. For these communications, ang meron po nito, ibig sabihin, dapat meron tayong magandang communication with the school and with the East Avenue Medical Center. Alam niyo po ba, even though kayo po ay mga bakasyon, kayo po ay naka-holiday, ang ating faculty, the administrators of the Fatima University, nakipag-communicate sa amin yan. Basta, kailangan magkaroon ng constant and a good communication. Ano po yun? Yung mga list of names nyo, mga request yung areas, mga dapat naming alamin kung anong meron pa mga protocols, meron ng East Avenue na ibibigay namin, magkakaroon tayo ng CI orientation. Alam nyo, pag bakasyon kayo, pag may mga bago kayong CI, nag-orient yan ahead of time. Hindi lang yan basta pupunta, kasabay ninyo doon at magjo-duty. No, it's ahead of time nagjo-duty yan sa area so that they are familiar kung anong meron ng protocol doon or house rule ng isang area. Okay? Next, we have this familiarization to AMC patients forms and charts. We have this, the general rule. First one, or the general requirements, at least they have the patient name, room number, allergy level, and demographical data of the patient. Of course, that's basic. And here is the patient form charts arrangement. Here in this avenue, we are still using the traditional one, a still chart. Once you open the still chart, nandyan na po yung table of contents, makikita niya po yan doon. Okay? Kung yun yung pagkakasunod-sunod. It means, hindi mo pwedeng ipasok lang na ipasok yung mga different forms or charts na meron ang patient. There's a proper designation or area kung saan ang pagkakasunod-sunod nila. Alright? Next one, let's review of the EMC medication system to avoid the medication error, of course. Ayaw po natin magkakaroon tayo ng problema dyan. Let's start with the general rule. For the general rule for our medication, students shall be supervised during the preparation, administration, recording of per orem, IM subcutaneous medication. Again, students, focus po muna tayo dito. If you are doing something, this is very important. First one again, dapat nasusupervise tayo ng ating mga clinical instructor or with our staff. Okay? Kapag po kayo nagpe-prepare ng inyong mga medicine. Number 2, students are not allowed to prepare and administer IV push. That is a rule. Okay? But sabi nga po ng office, for your experience, syempre, kailan nyo ba may experience mag-IV push? Pinapayagan po namin kayo. Again, in our rule, in our DOH protocol, it's a no-no that sa students to have an IV push. But for your experience as a students, binibigyan namin kayo ng chance as long as nandiyan po inyong clinical instructor or nandiyan po yung staff na kasama po ninyo at magpupush or magmimix kayo doon sa ating Soluset or volumetric set with the guidance of our clinical instructor. And din naman yung ating mga high calibrated antibiotics or medicines. Wag naman po, as simple mga medications lang na pwede po natin i-IV push. Just for your experience. Again for a rule, it's a no-no, but binagbibigyan po namin kayo for your experience. So wag naman po natin masyadong abusuhin yun na pag binabigyan kayo ng inyong mga clinical instructor. Number 3, students may mix and hang IV infusion. Sabi ko nga po, just like in the volumetric set or with the Soluset. Number 4, students are allowed to monitor IV infusions. Number 5, students are not allowed to administer narcotics. Oral digitalis administration and subcutaneous insulin injections verified with the CI prior to administration. It means yung ating mga subcutaneous o bigyan ng mga insulin natin, pinapayagan po yan. Number 7, all completed dosages must be checked by the clinical instructor or with our staff. Ang mga staff naman natin very approachable and friendly yan to help you and to assist you. Okay? Next, this one are the different medication order. Okay, alam ko na medyo na-tackle nyo to. Let's have a review lang. First one, we have the standing order. The standing order, ito po yung binigay ng doctor na dire-diretso nating ibinibigay. Continuous unless sabi ni doctor na stop na or shift na or iba na. Next, single order. This order is carried out only at once. Ibig sabihin, isang beses lang ibibigay. Okay? Number 3, stat order. This is given only once, but now na. Yan yung difference sa single order ha, tsaka ni stat order. Single order, isang beses lang. Stat order, isang beses lang pero now na. PRN or the Poranata, an order that is carried out given needed by the discretion of the nurse. It means upon the judgment of the nurse kung kailangan bang ibigay or hindi. So, itetest niya a comprehensive assessment to our patient para malaman kung talagang kailangan niya ibigay yung gamot. So, that is the different medication order na meron po tayo. Here is a drug administration frequency and a specific time of administration. So, it means ito po yung mga standard na oras. Hindi para matripan lang, ay morning, sige, bigyan natin ng 6. Ay, sige, 3 times a day, bigyan natin ng 6 ng umaga, bigyan natin ng 12, sige, bigyan natin mamaya ng 6 ulit ng gabi. No, we have this standard frequency and a specific time of administration. Baka po nagtanong, sir, bakit may black, bakit may red? Black indicates for the morning shift. Morning shift is 6 a.m. up to 6 p.m., while the red is 6 p.m. up to 6 a.m. or the night shift or the graveyard shift. Kaya po nakaganyan yan. Okay, yan po yung mga standard oras po natin. Next, we have this standard color for the medication card. Literal, yung card. Para yung cartolina na nakaganon. Bakit meron kaming ganon? Mamaya may kita nyo, may sample ako. Bakit kayo may medication card? Para po hindi malito. May different colors yun. And that colors indicate the frequency. White, for example, once a day. Blue, twice a day. Yan po yung ating medication card. Tapos, bukod dun sa medication card na color, meron din tayong shape para hindi maligaw ang ating mga nurses. Kapag square daw pala per orem. Pag IM and subcutaneous, square with all 4 corners cut. Pag IV meds, para siyang flag, rectangle with V-shape. For the treatment, square with copper upper right cut. And for the ear and eye meds, square din po siya. Ito po ang example ng ating medication card. So itong medication card na to, once the nurse carried out the doctor's order, sabi niya, ay nakita na, may paracetamol na order si doc, gagawa na ako medication card. So sulat niya yan. So nakita ninyo, different shape, different colors, nakasulat na, para ma-avoid natin ang medication error, para di tayo magkamali. So kahit mga 10 yung pasyente mo, pag tinignan mo, ay, color yellow, ito pala ibig sabihin nun. Ay, oo nga pala, ang kulay yellow is pang ilang beses gagamitin. Ay, oo nga pala, 915. So ito yung guide ko. Alas 9, alauna, alas 5 ng hapon. Makikita nyo po yan. Kapag nag-duty na po kayo sa different areas na meron ng East Avenue, makikita nyo po ang example ng ating mga medication cards. Okay? Now, let's move on with the forms and documentation. For the first forms is the medication sheet. Dito naman po serve as a legal record, part of patient's permanent record ng ating medical chart. Ito po yung front page. On the left side, you will see the standing order. Back page is the PRN and the single order. Ayan, naka-red na nga, naka-black again, black ink for the morning shift, red ink for the night shift. So, pipirmahan niya ng ating mga staff, nurses, kapag po nabigay ng ating mga gamot. So, that's why the clinical instructor is makikipag-communicate na maayos sa ating mga staff. Okay? Next, we have the vital signs monitoring sheet. Yan, pinapayagan po namin kayo as long as the clinical instructor already instructed the students well kung papaano magplot ng TPR sa ating TPR sheet. Ganito po yan. Yan, tuturuan po kayo niyan. No, meron tayong comprehensive na pagtuturo kung paano gumamit ng TPR. But as a students, meron po kayong chance na makapag-plot po sa ating TPR sheet. Okay? Next, we have the diabetic record sheet or the CBG monitoring sheet. Yes, pinapayagan din po kayo at nagsasign din po kayo dito once na nakuha nyo, but with the countersign of your clinical instructor here. Okay? Next, we have the physician's order sheet. So sa physician's order sheet, makikita nyo nga po yung different na mga kailangan na gawin sa ating pasyente. So mga doctors na susulat po dyan sa ating physician's order sheet, tapos nag-carry out yung mga staff nurses. Tayo naman, for example, yung mga bedside o yung nagbibigay ng mga gamot, pwede natin i-confirm yan sa ating physician's order sheet. Yan po yun. Okay? Next, of course, we have the nursing care assessment checklist. Ang ating nurses notes. Importante po ito. Review po tayo. In East Avenue, we are using the elements of focus charting or the FDAR. F for focus, D for data, A for action, and R for the response. FDAR. Let's start with the focus. Focus is a nursing diagnosis, identifies the content or the purpose of the narrative entry or the main problem of our patient. Okay. Pag po malilito, sa atin po sa book natin, FDAR, para po itong NCP rin. But, ang pinagkaiba po nila, ang ating pong FDAR is direct to the point, specific. Hindi na po natin paligoy-ligoy pa. That's why kapag ang FDAR ginagamit usually kapag nagwo-work na. While the NCP, we are using this during your college days o ngayon po habang nag-aaral kayo. Kasi mas comprehensive siya, more detailed. But the FDAR, direct to the point. Baka nga pumalito. Focus, sabi sa libro, it's always in a nursing diagnosis form. Ano yung example? For example, si pasyente nakita mo nilalagnat. Sometimes, in some institution, minsan nilalagyan nila fever. Pero sa libro, it's a no-no. Why? Because fever is a medical diagnosis. So ano ba dapat yung ka-counterpart ng ating fever for our nursing diagnosis? Anong secret? NANDA. If hindi talaga alam, nandiyan yung ating guide, ating NANDA, di ba? For the fever, ano dapat na meron dyan? Elevated body temperature, a hyperthermia, pwede naman. Okay? So hopefully, kapag mas maganda, sundin natin nasa book, it's a nursing diagnosis. Pero sabi ko nga, in some institution, baka lang pumalito, acceptable na rin ang po yun. Yun ang isa sa mga example. Next, we have here the data. Data statement contains objective or subjective. It also reflects kung ano yung nagiging problema, nakikita mo doon sa pasyente, ilalagay mo yung mga ebidensya or data. O kunyari, pag nilalagnat, of course, nandiyan yung ating temperature or the body temperature. And usually, the vital signs is always included in the data. Kasi nandiyan naman yan. And don't forget, in writing in the data, dapat kung merong numerical value, always indicate. Okay, kapag may numerical value, indicate the data. Next one, we have the action. For the action, di ba, meron tayong three types of action. We have the independent nursing action, dependent nursing action, and of course, we have the collaborative. And kapag nagsulat ng action, tayo nga ang bida, di ba? Sabi ko nga, nurse's notes, unahin mo muna independent nursing action. Hindi yung pag nakita mo, ang problem mo is elevated body temperature, ang nilagay mo kagad sa action na unang ginawa mo, refer to physician. Give paracetamol as prescribed by the physician. Wag naman po sanang ganon. Let's do our part as nurses. Okay? Before tayo mag-refer. Kaya nga natin sinusunod lagi yung sequence of events. Ano yung una mong gagawin? Okay? Next, we have the response or the evaluation. It reflects kung ano po yung nangyari doon sa ating pasyente. For example, kung nilagnat, bumababa, so ilalagay mo yung body temperature dyan. Kapag may numerical value, don't forget to put the numerical value kung meron po. Okay, for the response. Ito po yung example ng isa sa mga FDAR natin. So yan nakalagay po yan. This is one of the ideal or yung isa sa mga pwede nating format for the FDAR. It's bulleted form, di ba? Napansin ninyo? Doon pa sa ating NCPS, naka-bulleted form, pero ang haba, ang dami pa sinasabi. Pero pa, for example, the patient is awake and responsive. Meron pang the patient. Dito, no na. No need na. Awake and responsive. It's automatic na yon. Kaya nga sasabi ko sa inyo, pag natutunan nyo na pang FDAR, mas madali na siya, mas gugustuhin nyo na rin siya. Okay? Next one, for the incident reports, if there's an error or if there's an accidents, injuries na nangyari doon sa area, hopefully wala naman, you have to accomplish 4 incident reports. First one, bakit po 4 copies? First one, your personal copy. Second one is a copy na isasubmit nyo doon sa area kung sa kayo nag-duty. Third copy sa amin, sa nursing training office. And the fourth one is copy doon po sa inyo pong school or sa ating university. If ever napatunayan, nagkaroon ng problema, may kailangan bayaran at po kayo ang may kasalanan, kailangan po kayo magbayad. Pero ito naman po isang aksidente o talagang nasira na yung isang bagay, wala naman pong problema yon. Okay, syempre i-investigan po natin. Hopefully, wala pong mangyaring ganun. That's why we always remind our students kung paano nyo po ingatan yung mga personal belongings nyo. Ganun nyo rin po ingatan yung mga meron po sa hospital. Kasi marami pa pong pwedeng makinabang yan. Alright? Next one. We have this professional decorum. Okay, gising. I know. Papalapit na ating lunch. Malapit na rin po tayo matapos. Students, for the professional decorum, this is very important. First one, have no undue familiarity with the patients. Pumunta po kayo ng hospital or na East Avenue as a student. Hindi po kayo pumunta doon bilang isang bisita or bilang isang anak or bilang isang apo or bilang isang relative ng ating pasyente na nandun. Wala namang problema if meron po kayong nagkataon na pasyente doon, you can visit them. Pero tandaan mo, pumunta ka doon bilang students. It means lang observe pa rin po natin or address pa rin natin yung mga pasyente ng ma'am, sir. Okay? Pag kayo, kahit po kayo, mga kapwa nyo, mga group mates or kapwa students, pwede magtawagan. Ma'am, sir, wala namang problema. Minsan nga, walang problema doon, no? Basta magkaroon lang po tayo ng respect doon sa ating mga tao nasa paligid. Number 3, doon sa ating mga superiors, sa ating mga nakakasalubong, bumati naman po tayo ng good afternoon, good evening. Alay ko sinasabi, ang pagbati ng good morning, good afternoon, wala yang bayad. May sukli pa, no? Laway lang puhunan. Number 4, avoid discussing confidential matters openly, especially pag kayo yung mga nasa corridor, nasa elevator. Minsan, sasabihin niyo doon sa kasamahan niyo, "Uy, babe, ang baho talaga nung paa doon sa room number 4001." Hindi mo alam na doon na pala yung kamag-anak. Okay? Wag na po yun. Observe natin yung mga ganyan, itago na lang. Sa labas na lang kayo mag-discuss. Bahala na kayo. Wag nyo na lang, wag kayong mag-ingay ng ganyan. Iwasan ng pagiging marites, ha? Next, students are strictly prohibited from taking photographs. I know na kayo po ay masyado excited kapag lalo pag mga first experience na maginawa nyo mga skills. Wala pong problema. You can take pictures as long as wala pong pasyente na kasama sa pictures. Or as long as kapag naman po share natin hanggat maaari, observe natin yung proper way. Alam niyo yan, alam ko may mga nabalitaan kayo recently na may students nagpo-post ng mga ganyan, iwasan na lang po muna natin, atin-atin na lang muna. Kasi medyo nadja-judge tayo. Mahirap na po na pag nadamay pa po kayo, nadamay pa po ang school ninyo, iwasan na po natin. Okay? Wala naman po problema mag-picture basta wag lang pong kasama ang pasyente. Sabi ko nga, magdala ka pa ng ring light dyan, may glam team ka pa, mag-picture ka sa harapan ng East Avenue sa ground dyan, no problem. Alright? Next, students should not entertain personal visitors. Again, pumunta po kayo na East Avenue to have your training or to have your rotation duty. Hindi po para mabisita o magkaroon kayo ng mga bisita ng mga jowa. Kung sinunduhin natin ng jowa, dun lang muna. Huwag na po umakyat dun sa area. Okay? Iwasan na po muna natin yung mga personal visitors. Okay? Next, you can use the unit telephone in case of emergencies, but you have your mobile phones. But please, while using the mobile phones, paalala lang po, i-silent mode po natin. Gamitin po ang ating mga mobile phones pag kinakailangan. Like, for example, computation of the calculator, kailangan natin. For example, may tatawagan during break. Pag break kayo na doon kayo sa student lounge, so sige, pindot kayo ng phone nyo habang wala kayong ginagawa na ay pagbibigyan naman po kayo. But please observe the proper way of using your mobile phones. Next, use of elevators. Yes, medyo limited po tayo. Ganito po yan. We have 4 elevators sa main building and we have 2 elevators for the sergeant building. Wala pong problema, pwede po kayong sumakay. But please, kapag po naman nakita nyo may pasyente, naka-wheelchair na nga, naka-stretcher na, may oxygen pa, uunahan nyo pa, wag naman. Courtesy call naman na ibigay nyo naman muna sa kanila yon. Please, na wag naman po tayong makipag-unahan sa mga pasyente natin. And kung napansin ninyo na medyo large group kayo, 10 kayo, 12 kayo mga estudyante, hatiin ninyo kayo. O dito sa elevator na to, 5 muna. Sa kabila, 5 muna. Para mag-accommodate ng iba. Especially do sa mga doctors natin na nagmamadali. Eh kung sama-sama kayong 10, hindi na nakasakay ibang doctors natin. Wag naman gano'n, okay? Mag-share tayo, maghati-hati kayo. Hindi naman kayo pinagbabawalan. Noong una nga talaga bawal muna elevator kasi nga, syempre limited lang tayo. But because na dumami naman na po, wala pong problema yon. And of course, for the students who have health problems, walang problema kung kailangan gumamit elevator. Okay, next one. Eating within the clinical area, sitting on patient's bed, reading comics, and smoking are not allowed, okay? Meron po kayong time for your break, pwede po kayong kumain sa canteen natin, or pwede naman sa ating mga student lounge. Huwag na po dun sa loob ng ating mga rooms ng ating mga patients. Number 9, students are discouraged from bringing to hospital their valuables. Huwag na pong magdala ng alahas, huwag na pong magdala ng credit card, wala pong pagkukuskusan yan sa ISAV, no? Just enough money to have your snack and for your transportation. Sabi ko nga, huwag na pong magdala ng mga alahas, wala rin pagsasanlaan yan, no? At lagi po, your valuables, wala po tayong mga locker sa student lounge, put it in your pocket, yung cellphone and your wallet, basta na doon lang yung bag sa loob ng student lounge. Okay? Number 10, students are not allowed to carry out doctor's order. So, hindi pwede, but if there's a clinical instructor or head nursing, pagbibigyan na po kayo, but with the guidance of your clinical instructor, of course. Then number 11, accepting gifts or money from patients should be discouraged at all time. Hindi po tayo pwedeng tumanggap talaga ng kahit ano mula sa ating pasyente. But because of the appreciation of our patients, sometimes they make a way na magbigay, for example, chocolates. Minsan pa nga nagbibigay pa halimbawa ng mga cake. Wala pong problema, tanggapin niyo naman po. Kasi naman po is appreciation nila. But please, wag naman yung halimbawa pumasok kayo ng room ng patient, may Jollibee, nagparinig ka, amoy Jollibee, malamang ibigay ni pasyente yan sa'yo. Wag nang ganun. Hayaan na lang po natin kung magbigay. Kung meron, thank you. Kung wala, thank you pa rin. Okay? Next. Sabi ko nga, hospital facilities, please ingatan po nating mabuti kasi marami pa rin po ang pwedeng makinabang ng ating mga gamit at mga facilities na meron ng East Avenue. Now, we have this hospital waste management for the black trash bag for the dry non-infectious waste, for the green trash bag, wet non-infectious waste, yellow trash bag for the dry, wet, infectious waste. And of course, we have these sharp collectors. Yes, may iba-iba pong color yung ating mga basurahan, pero sabi ko nga po, hindi naman po kami perfect na hospital. Sometimes talaga nawawalan po kami ng mga supplies. Sometimes ngayon, sharp collectors, may kita nyo yung Wilkins Absolute na pinaglagyan ng mga 4 liters. Wag nyo na lang pong pansinin yun. Kaya lagi kong sinasabi sa mga students, if it's ideal, nakita mo na ideal yun, adapt nyo lahat ng tama from East Avenue. Pero pag mali, iwan nyo na lang yun, amin na lang yun, pasensya na kayo. Ginagawa na lang natin ng mga paraan. Nagiging innovative na lang yung ating mga nurses, no? So please lang po, kapag may mga tama, adapt nyo. Pag mali, iwanan nyo na lang, pagpasensyahan nyo na lang, no? So always remember that your present situation is not your final destination. The best is yet to come. So thank you and have a blessed day. So first of all, before I end my presentation, again, thank you very much for all the students for attending this despite of our holiday. Nandito kayo para mag-attend ng orientation and hope to see you around. Mag-hi lang po kayo, nandun lang naman po kami. Ako po, nagsi-CI din po ako ng ating Fatima University. So hopefully mag-enjoy po kayo at mag-iingat lang po kayo lagi. No? And yun po, sige po, the floor is now open for the question answer if you have any question. And then po si Dr. Dino, yes? Sir?
Okay. Yes po. Thank you very much, Sir Alex, Ryan, for that very comprehensive, very eloquent, and of course, very nice presentation po and orientation to our students. So while you are speaking, sir, I always, keep nodding and nodding because I think we are at the same page. And I would like also to remind our students that wherever we go, East Avenue Medical Center or other affiliations, you are bringing with you the name of the Our Lady of Fatima University. So let us show our affiliates that we are the best nurses, one of the best nurses in the Philippines, and our values are really commendable because, again, we represent the university. And it's a very refreshing presentation because it made me reminisce my time when I was, of course, in college at the Our Lady of Fatima University. So very appreciated ko ang East Ab, especially yung mga medical surgical wards and yung ating emergency room kasi diyan po talaga ako na tuto na mag-perform ng BLS. And not only once, twice, but of course, the whole day we're doing, of course, the BLS to our patients. So again, thank you very much, Sir Ryan. And I'm really looking forward, of course, meeting you and our other partners at East Avenue Medical Center. Okay, so at this juncture, okay, Ma'am Sylvia, do you need to say something po? You're raising your hand.
Opo, opo. Good morning po, Doc.
Meaning,
Good morning po, Sir Alex.
Yes, good morning, Ma'am
Okay.
Sylvia.
Reminder, hello po. Reminders lang po yung uniform po natin ng mga students. Forward po. Uh, Nakapas po kayo and please wear your smock gown before entering the East Avenue. Yung nursing cap po sa area nyo na po isusuot. Pag sa mga special area po, ICU or mag-school uniform po, then babaunin po yung scrub suit, scrub shoes, saka hair cap, saka disposable mask po. Then, yung mga PRC form nyo po ay dapat dala nyo na po. Then we have meron na po tayo ngayong NICU. Kung ma-assign po kayo doon, ang ano nila ay isang requirements po nila ay yung RT-PCR. Dapat po ay may result na po before your duty po. Then, parehas lang din, yung scrub suit po doon ang susuot. And for the ICU, same lang po. Wala pong RT-PCR, doon sa NICU lang po. Scrub suit po, saka po white shoes po, then disposable clean gloves po, madami pong dapat po nyo dalhin mga students. Okay? Yun lang po, Doc Dino.
thank you very much, Ma'am Sylvia. Okay, thank you very much and for serving as a liaison and the bridge between OLFU and East Avenue Medical Center. Okay? So yun. So I would like to recall what Sir Alex mentioned. There's no perfect institution. Even in other countries, wala namang perfect, no? So, but I do believe that there are institutions perfect for each other. And OLFU and East Ave are, I think, perfect match when it comes to our um, goal of honing our student skills. Okay, so at this juncture, we are now ready to answer some questions for our students. So as a reminder, this orientation is recorded. So we will be putting this recording in a private access within the university so that if you want to review some of the pointers that were discussed by Sir Alex, so pwedeng po nating balik-balikan. Okay, any questions from our students at this point? Okay, nevertheless, if wala po kayong questions, you know that we have our GC for our class presidents. So you can course through your questions to our class presidents and we will be responding there. Okay. We have here a question coming from Becca. She's asking kung meron na bang MPAX case sa East Avenue Medical Center. So that's
Okay.
really a part
Okay,
of our questions.
yes, medyo na siyempre it's alarming again for us na meron naman po tayong nag-circulate na new na panibagong scare for all of us, especially for our healthcare providers. Fortunately, wala pa naman po tayong case na MPOX case sa East Avenue Medical Center and hopefully, wala naman pong magkaroon. Then I think sir, sagutin ko na rin po. Hello, ano po yung need na result? That is a result of the RT-PCR for our NICU rotators or yung ating mga students na magro-rotate sa NICU, kailangan po kayo na may RT-PCR swab test result. So I know naman na sometimes it's 3 to 5 days before the releasing of the result. So kailangan makapagpa-swab na po kayo ahead of time pag alam nyo pong sa NICU kayo. Then ang gusto po kasi ng ating administrator, mas malapit na day ng inyong duty, sana mas malapit din po yung day ng result. So for example, kung kayo ay 3 to 5 days nga po yung release ng result, so at least kung nakapagpaswab na, iwasan na po muna nating ma-expose into public para rin po for our babies na meron po doon sa NICU. Ayan. Sige, if you have any question po, sige, type nyo lang po.
Okay, any more questions, students? Okay. Smackdown.
Okay. I think with the smack gown or with the lab gown, kino-consider na rin naman po namin yung lab gown kung talagang wala po tayong smack gown. But still, ideal po or mas we prefer pa rin po the smack gown because it's the standard. Ano ba yung pinagkaiba nila? Because mas makapal usually yung tela ni smack gown, mas mahaba yung yung length ng ating smack gown. Plus sometimes kasi yung mga lab gowns natin hindi naman hindi siya long sleeves. So the smock gown kasi long sleeve siya, so we prefer pa rin po the smock gown. But kung walang-wala po talaga, we accept the lab gown as long as in a presentable naman po. Isa po yan sa mga reminder natin na kung talagang hindi kaya na masyadong nakaplansya, kung pupunta ng hospital or babiyahe, at least isabit na lang po muna natin. Ayan. How about po yung mga magjo-duty for MS Ward? May need pa po ba ng vaccinations? For us, sa ngayon po, wala naman na pong requirement doon sa ating mga medical surgical ward na kung kailangan pa ng mga vaccination card or the vaccination or any waiver, wala na po muna yun sa ngayon. Wala po tayong ibang requirement for the MS ward po. Yan. Any questions pa po? Okay lang po ba kahit saan magpa-test ng RT-PCR? Yes, no problem. Kahit po saan po kayo magpa-test po na inyong RT-PCR. Basta as long as meron po kayong dala on your first day of rotation sa NICU. Is there any requirement for students will have duty at SERID 5? Wala naman po na ibang requirements sa ngayon na usually, sabi ko nga, it's a standard naman for the nursing students to bring their vital signs paraphernalia, small notebook, or yung ating mga gloves. Yung mga basic lang po pag nag-duty kayo for other areas. Hello po, ano po ulit yung uniform the ER department? Hindi po kasi masyado narinig kanina. For the ER department, Ma'am Sylvia, I think pa-confirm na lang po ano po ba yung sa requirement nyo for the ER department po.
Sa ER department, mag-pass lang kayo ng yung green, pero yung sa upper part, request ko lang na mag-NSTP t-shirt na lang kayo tapos baunin niyo na yung upper part ng green smock gown nyo. Green scrub suit nyo kasi naka-printed kasi yung pangalan nyo dun sa scrub suit. So pwede kasi makuha na sa privacy din. Kaya at least na lang siguro. Para standard na lang, mag-pants, tapos NSTP t-shirt, baunin yung green scrub suit. Tapos pagka nasa loob na kayo ng ER, doon nyo lang i-susot yung green scrub suit nyo po. Pag uwi uli, ah ipagpapalit kayo ng NSTP t-shirt na lang po para standard po tayo. Ayaw niyo din kasi yung nababiyahe kayo na naka-green scrub suit po. Para yung sterility po yung ini-emphasize ko dati dyan. Clear po yun, mga students. Fourth is yung
I
nasa
think
ER lang po Ang nasa ER lang po yung mag-scrub suit. Pero yung nasa ward po ay mag-school uniform po with smack gown. Yan lang po. ICU po, sa kaniko, school uniform, babaunin po yung scrub suit. Saka extra shoes. Yan po.
Okay, so
alright. So,
yeah,
sige
that's
po.
only for ER.
Ah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sa ER. 6 North din, naka-school uniform. Award po yun. Award po yung 6 North.
Okay.
Wala naman pong ibang kailangan requirements. Pwede po ba
Ah.
mag-white shirt instead of the NSTP shirt? Yan, ma'am.
Pwede naman. Basta white shirt. Yan.
Okay.
Kung wala po.
Okay.
Uy, may NSTP t-shirt kayo, kagagaling nyo lang ng summer ni-required nyo na, di ba? So, may mga NSTP yan. Kung wala, manghiram muna. Kung wala.
Okay.
Ni-required ng NSTP t-shirt nyo.
Okay.
Kasi
So,
po, Doc, yung nakaprint kasi yung pangalan nila sa scrub suit. Yeah. Medyo.
that's true.
Suit na lang nila sa ER po. Para po. Yun lang po.
Okay.
Sa Nico. Hindi po sa Nico po. Ay mag-uniform po. Ang babaunin po yung scrub suit. Mag-uniform muna kayo, school uniform. Tapos babaunin po yung scrub suit. Kasi special area po yun. Parang
That's-
OR lang siya.
That's true.
Ang ER lang po ang mag-LSTP t-shirt saka yung pants.
Okay.
Okay. Pwede ng white t-shirt kung hindi ka kapag-NSTP. Yan lang po.
So,
Basta
yun.
yung ward yung mga 4 is, yung
Usual uniform.
5 is, school uniform,
Yeah.
5
Except for
series,
the
6
special
north,
area.
yan. Special
Except-
area, yung sa po, school uniform plus scrub suit pagka papasok na kayo. Yan lang po, huwag kayong malito.
Excited. No?
Malilito sila.
Excited kasi
sila.
sila.
Apo.
Okay.
Apo, sir.
So I think if they have any more questions, they can course through their questions to the presidents. Tapos, the presidents will be asking to me, then we'll direct you to Ma'am Sylvia or me directly getting the answers and sharing to our students. Kasi most of the time, they have the same inquiry, no? So,
Apo.
paulit-ulit. So, we're preventing that through our class presidents. Okay.
Apo,
So,
sir.
yun. So, the Our Lady of Fatima University College of Nursing is very much grateful to our clinical instructor and of course leader at the East Avenue Medical Center. So at this juncture, we would like to recognize his efforts by sharing the certificate of appreciation for sharing his valuable time, effort, and knowledge as our resource speaker in the RLE orientation program. So this will be, of course, be given to Sir Alex Ryan tomorrow. Okay? So with the complete name and all, and some, of course, very simple tokens coming from our university. Okay, so with that, So I think it's about time to end our session. And again, this is being recorded. So guys, please don't forget to rise to the top and be the best Fatimanian student that you can be with respect, integrity, service, and excellence. So this has been your host, your coordinator, Professor Dr. Michael Joseph Dino, with support coming from our faculty members. So saying goodbye and please enjoy the rest of the day. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you very much po. Thank
Alex,
you.
thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you
See
po.
you
Thank
soon.
you. See you
See you.
soon po. Bye-bye. Ingat
See you.
po.
Bye-bye
Bye-bye.
po.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Sir Alex.
Welcome po. Ingat po rin kayo. See you soon po.